Well, I did not expect to be recording today, but here we are. Welcome back, everybody. In the lead, I had to do an emergency episode because this news was just way too big to sit on the sidelines and let play out. So, here we go. Welcome in, and as you can tell by the title, you can tell by the picture, or you can tell by the cover art of this podcast what we're going to be talking about, and that is IndyCar's new TV deal. It was announced today that all 17 IndyCar races for next year will air on the Fox broadcast network. Let me repeat that so you can get a better sense of it. All 17 races will air on the Fox broadcast network starting in 2025. That's huge for the sport. I mean, I can't overstate or understate how big that is for the sport of IndyCar. That is ginormous. It's big. This has been in the works for weeks now. We heard NBC counter-offered to put all of the races on NBC. Well, they couldn't do that, so they went with Fox, and now Fox will air all 17 races on their network starting next year. Of course, that includes the Indy 500, which means for the third time in the last, 6 years? Yeah, third time in the last 6 years, the Indy 500 will be changing hands on Indy TV, on Indianapolis television. It will now go from WRTV, which had it for over 50 years, going back to many moons ago, back in the 60s, to WTHR, Channel 13 had it from 2019 to this year, and now WXIN, Channel 59, will have the race starting next year if you live in the Indianapolis market. Don't know what that means for the blackout. It has not been specifically said what it will do for the blackout, but I would assume it will be kept in place, but again, I don't know. Practice and qualifying, it will no longer be behind a paywall. It will be seen either on FS1 or FS2. And that's also big, as well as the Indy Next Series, which used to be the Indy Lights Series. The Indy Next Series will also be on FS1. We'll have the majority of its races on FS1, which is significant as well. That series, that's a great day for them as well. So it's just a great day for IndyCar. Now, by comparison, I put this out on Twitter earlier. If you follow me at TJ Temple Media, I put this out on Twitter earlier. I said, by comparison, NASCAR will only have 9 races on broadcast television next year. That includes the Daytona 500, the season finale. The rest of the races will be on cable and or streaming with Amazon Prime. For IndyCar to have all of its races on network TV, plus the 2 days for qualifying for the Indy 500, both Saturday and Sunday, will be live on Fox. That's significant. That's huge. I can't understate or overstate how big this is for the sport of IndyCar. It's a monumental day for the sport. But as it has been noted, the IndyCar fan base is concerned, and some of them are panicking on social media. If you've been on social media today, you've seen the panic on there concerning this deal. And there's a fair amount of concern to be had, because if you're a NASCAR fan like me, you have seen Fox's NASCAR broadcast. They are borderline unwatchable, with the commercials, the stupid skits, just with all of it, most of it anyway. The booth is coming into its own with Mike Joy, Kevin Harvick, and Clint Boyer. But there is a fair amount of concern to be had, because how much control is Fox going to have over the broadcast? David Land's video yesterday and I'll link both of his video yesterday and today in the podcast description so you can watch them, as well as the article or the link to the article with everything that you need to know about today's announcement. He said that IMS Productions produces its own races as it has since 1996. That's a good thing. And I also read on Twitter today that IMS Productions will be helping Fox in terms of control and what comes on. That's also significant because if they have help with IndyCar Productions, there won't be as much of a problem, say, than if it was, just Fox doing the broadcast. So that kind of puts me at ease a little bit, but not much, just a little bit. That IndyCar is going to retain IMS Productions. They're going to keep producing the races. That's not going anywhere. But really the major headline here you got to take away is that all races will be on network television. And also from David Land's video earlier today, he noted that the Super Bowl, the Daytona 500, and the Indy 500 will be on the same network for the first time ever. That's also big. The Super Bowl, the Daytona 500, and the Indy 500 will be on the same network for the first time ever. That's a big deal. There's cross-promotion that can be found there. So that's significant as well. On-air talent has yet to be announced. This, of course, just came out today. Let's talk about the schedule real quick. Let me pull it up here on my phone as we talk. I'm talking to you here. Let me pull it up. The schedule, for the most part, isn't great. It's not terrible, but it isn't great. It starts on March 2nd on the streets of St. Petersburg. As normal, they're talking about the Thermal Club becoming a points race. Not a real big fan of that. Streets of St. Petersburg, then Barber begins the month of May. Then the road course at Indy, the Indy 500, streets of Detroit. After that, of course, 2 weeks later is Gateway. Not a fan of it being a day race, looking like. It will be a day race. Not a fan of that. The doubleheader at Iowa is still in there. Mid-Ohio will be before that. Toronto will be on Fox. The Milwaukee Mile is only one race. It's not a doubleheader. It's only one race next year, which I'm fine with. And Nashville Superspeedway will round the season out. Yes, we'll round the season out. So, all in all, not a bad schedule. Just there's a lot of gap between the first race and the Thermal Club and between Long Beach. There's only 3 races between March 2nd and April 13th. There's only 3 races. St. Petersburg, the Thermal Club on the 23rd, and then Long Beach. That's unacceptable. There's only 1 race in the month of April. That's not good. There needs to be more races that fill out the beginning part of the schedule, especially right before the Indy 500. But all in all, this is a great day for the sport of IndyCar. They got 17 races plus the 2 qualifying days on network television on Fox. So that means if you're a cord cutter like I am, you will be able to watch the races for free with an antenna as long as you get Fox in your location. I get a perfect signal that I get with my antenna, my Fox affiliate here in Pittsburgh. I get a perfect picture, crystal clear picture of Fox. So I will not have a problem watching the races. I don't have a problem watching the races now with NBC. Streaming wise, there is going to be a new streamer coming in called Venue Sports. It's a joint venture between ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery. It's coming this fall. So ESPN has F1, Fox will have NASCAR and IndyCar. Warner Brothers Discovery has, I think, WEC. They'll have NASCAR next year, including practice and qualifying for the back half of the year. So if you're a cord cutter, that's where you can go. But all in all, as I said, great day for the sport. And I just had to jump on here. Just more than a great day. It's an amazing day for the sport of IndyCar. I just had to jump on here real quick and talk about this because this is just too important to sit on the sidelines and not talk about this. This is a significant day, an amazing day for the sport of IndyCar. So that'll do it for me for now. As always, I do appreciate your time. I'm going to try to put more podcasts or do more episodes as often as I can. If you've been listening to my other podcasts, I've been having problems with that as of late. Just life stuff getting in the way. I'm going to work on changing that over the course of the summer. But in the meantime, thank you all for listening. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time right here in the lead.